Corteva Agriscience, one of our major initiatives is to steward our herbicides and promote weed resistance management. It's really important that we take care of our products and make sure that they're used properly so we have these solutions for the long term. Today I want to talk to you about a handful of practices that you can employ on your farm to fight weed resistance. First step is making sure you have a weed control program. Have that program approach to your farm. And that starts with clean tillage or burn down application, making sure you're overlapping residuals, and using multiple effective sites of action post. If you do suspect you have weed resistance, you need to make sure you're using other modes of action in your tank mix. Sites of action other than Group 4, which is what's in Enlist 1, or Group 4 plus Group 9, which is Enlist Duo. Adding additional sites of action will make sure that you're effectively controlling those weeds. If you do have some escapes and suspect resistance, if practical, removal by hand or other methods to make sure that you don't get seed added to the seed bank will ensure that we do not spread resistant weeds in the long run. One key to effective weed management is getting out, scouting your fields, and making sure you're spraying weeds that are small and actively growing. We want 3 inches or less. This is going to ensure that we have fewer growing points, and Enlist herbicides can do a better job controlling that weed species. And I mentioned scouting. We want to make sure that we scout not only before we make the herbicide application, but after we make that Enlist herbicide application too. Make sure we don't have any shifts in weed species or have any escapes out there. Next, we want to talk about some cultural practices and not rely solely on chemical weed management. So these could include anything from cultivation, ensuring you have good crop rotation, adding cover crops to the mix. Things like this are going to make sure that we're not relying solely on one type of weed control and chemicals. So to summarize, for this season and for seasons to come, to get more information around weed resistance management, go to Enlist Ahead, and you can find this on our website at enlist.com. You're going to find a wealth of information, including approved nozzles, what kind of tank mixes you can use in an Enlist weed control system, and best management practices to ensure that you have this technology for the long run.